you start with the injury situation, please?
Yes. Looks quite good. No major concerns, actually. So we have to see until the match, obviously. But after the game, probably you think about Verge. He trained normal, everything okay. Yesterday we only had a second recovery session, but he was involved in that. And I heard nothing different that he could maybe not train today. No, looks all okay.
Terrific win, obviously, against Spurs. How does the approach, the mentality change, or does it change when you're playing a team that are chasing a Champions League spot, as opposed to playing a team that are still battling against the possibility of relegation?
Yes, but in this specific change, of course, how I said in a week with Burnley, Fulham, and Bayern, or Burnley, Bayern, Fulham, it was a week like 3 times a different kind of sport. But this time it's a bit different. It's not that big. We have to see the time since Ralph Hasenhüttl is in. I think they are 8th in the table, in the form table, since he's in last 15 games at least. So that means they are fighting for the league. That gives you a good information about the intensity of the game, probably. That's clear. It's a home game for Southampton. That's another thing. But on the other hand side, they play football. They have a clear style. Meanwhile, he's made a few really good decisions. I have to say the job he's doing since he's there is incredible, and brought young players in. For academy players, it's good, of course, but on the other side, in the situation when he came in, it's a pretty brave as well. So that's a good side. It's a really good side, and we know about that. Analyze was very interesting because it doesn't look like a team who fights for the league, I would say. They look confident. They do what they do, and they stick to it, and it's good. If the games they lost were rather unlucky, then that they played bad, I would say.
And as is always the case at this time of this season, there are games going on all over the place all the time. Will you be watching Manchester City's game against Cardiff tonight, or you not take much notice of the things that are going on in other teams around you at all?
Is it possible to watch it?
I think so. Yes, it's live.
Yeah, probably I watch it, and it's not usual, and that all games during the week are that you can watch them. Then I watch it then because of Cardiff and not because of Man City, because we play Cardiff in a couple of weeks, and so then I will watch it.
And just a word about Virgil, if I may, as well. Hopefully he will be fit, as you said. But when I've spoken to either former players or even current players, they all say he's the sort of player who makes everybody around him a better player. So is that something that you see as well? And if so, what does he do that can have that effect?
Well, that's what you expect and what you hope for when if a player is coming in, that he makes the whole team better. That's how it is, and that's how good players are. So, and he's obviously a very good player, and of course he makes players better around them. But it's our I said it a couple of times, and he's so important to us, and it's not only as a player, as a person as well. He's a brilliant boy. Everything is. I couldn't say a bad word about him even if I wanted. It's difficult, really. So that's how it is. But on the other hand side, and he knows that as all the other know it as well, that you need the boys around. It doesn't work. And there's one situation now, and there are always situations. A 1 versus 2 situation. Yeah, he needed Ali, of course, to be there. But at the end, he did it for at least. It felt like 50 seconds alone, and he decided 100% right. But on the other hand side, they still could have scored in the situation. But usually defending is teamwork, and that helps him a lot, and he helps us a lot. That we do it as a team, and that the boys up front are usually attacking, start the defensive movements and all that stuff. That we close the right gaps. That we give him the opportunity to show his strengths. Let me say, if we put them a team under pressure and they have to play long balls, obviously ball in the air is a big strength of Verge, but it's as well a big strength of Joel. So that's good for us. And yes, he improved us. And I think he improved since he's here as well. So as a player, he's a different player to the player he was when he was at Southampton. He was good there already, really, really good. But with all the different games he played now and being part of Champions League quarterfinals, semi-finals, final, and all that stuff. That all helps you as a player. And he's, for a centre half, still younger. There's still a lot to come, and hopefully he can stay healthy, and then everything will be fine.
So in terms of that tackle on Sissoko that you mentioned, that wasn't even a tackle, was it? Were even you amazed the amount of different thought processes that must have gone through his head in such a really small space of time? It just seems natural to him, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I didn't think about that. It's how you would expect that the defender defends it, because you cannot concentrate on one player and say, okay, pass the ball to the other one. He has to defend two players. That's how it is. You have to close the passing way to the other player, and it's in football always like this. If you cannot be active, then you have to give the other player the opportunity to make a mistake. Let me say it like this. And that's what he actually he did. It could have happened that the ball bounced a bit too far from his foot in the dribbling, and then he could have been there. So that's a defending situation. But that's all theory. You have to do it in the right moment. You have to use all the things you know about football in the right moments. That's our life, and in this moment he did it perfect.
And just in terms, if I mean, the other end of the pitch, Mo's still on 20 goals, but he was saying about how he sometimes has 2 or 3 players marking him. So given how many Sadio has got recently and how many Roberto has got as well, are they taking, or are you taking advantage of the fact that there may be an opportunity to have a spare?
Oh, 100%. That's how it is, and if now it's always like this. I don't know what number we had, what the 3 boys had last year at the same time, but this time I think it's 17, and probably 14, 15, roundabout. So that's impressive again. So that's how it is. And of course you have to, if you have only one last year we had one with 40 or what, and the others didn't have that much, and then you think, well, maybe we rely a bit too much on that. And this year we don't rely only on Mo's goals, but he's still in a very good position in comparison to all the other players. So it's 17 goals in this moment in time is good. Is absolute as a number, completely fine and really okay. And there's still a lot to come, the games to come. And it was just, and you could see it, of course. If at the end it was an own goal, but it was his decisive header who forced the opponent to an own goal, and it was big relief, of course. There, I'm pretty sure it felt like it's his goal. It felt for me like it's his goal, and so it's not important if it counts or not. It's only important that you are again in the right position, and that's why I have to say. Of course, it was how the ball went in was, of course, luck or unlucky for Tottenham. But that Mo was in that situation. That came from the training ground, and that was what we did. That we wanted him to be in that position after second ball, because usually around set pieces Mo is not in the box, and in this moment he was in the box, and that we stick to that the cross came there, second post area, and that Mo was there. That is a big part of the goal as well, and so I was really pleased when I watched it back, much more than when I saw it in the 90 minutes. Everybody spoke about Spurs should have won that game in the second half. That's true. They had these chances in the first half. Sadio twice, other situations where we could have scored more goals. We were clear in charge of that game. It's normal. It's not important that people really remember that after the game and analyze. But for us, it's important. It was not a bad game of us or whatever, that we really had no clue how to play Tottenham, and then all of a sudden we won it or whatever. We did. The boys invested a lot in that game, and the intensity of the game was incredible from both teams. So it was really hard to cope with intensity, and we did that. And so I'm really happy, of course, about the results, but with big parts of the performance as well.
Thank you.
Jürgen, how good was it to see Ryan Brewster back on a pitch and scoring goals, and is he likely to play with the under-23s on Saturday?
I'm not sure. He got a knock with the goalkeeper. He bounced in a goalie. A little bruise at the hip. We have to see, but it was good. I didn't even. We had. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but we could watch it with. Was allowed. So with owner's feed, whatever, and so we watched it here in the office, and good to see. But it was before. It's nice having him in training. This week he didn't train after the game because he had the bruise, and so I don't know if he can play the weekend. But good to have him back. birthday this week, 19 years old, crazy, so much to come, and only get him fit, keep him fit, and then the door is wide open for him.
Just go back to Mo and the extra attention he's been receiving this season. How well has he handled that, and did he have to go through some adaptation in terms of sacrificing himself for the team because of that?
It's for sure. We didn't really speak about it because I think if something is clear and obvious, you don't have to speak about it. How do you deal with the situation when you scored 40 goals last year? All the awards came in later. You don't get the awards before you score 40 goals. You get them all after. Then you are not 100% fit when the preseason starts. You have to play because he was still. We spoke about that. The shoulder was still a problem in the beginning of the season, but he dealt with everything brilliant. It's not that his career is not over. It's like if he can score this year 20 goals and he scored 60 in the last two. Wow. That's not too bad. So he's a threat. He helps us a lot, and he deals with all the new situations for him really well. And sometimes you need a bit of time to adapt to the new situation, and I don't think he really needed that. And in the situation now, when everybody is talking about him and didn't score for I don't know how many games and all this stuff, then he doesn't seem to be bothered about it, and I'm not. So it's just we have to do the right things, and as long as we work together as a unit, things will be fine. And the answer for problems in football is always work rate. For all the problems in football, it's always work rate. Do it again and again and again, and as good as you can, as much as you can, as fast as you can, and then the ball will bounce in your direction one day again, and everything is then obviously good again. But we never had a problem. We have 79 points in the moment. You cannot have them with a lot of problems over the year. I mean, we didn't have it. The thing is that because we had no major problems so far, we speak always about these things, why it's not like this and why it's not like that. That's part of the deal, but it's not really something we speak about in the dressing room, not at all.
You've got 2 Friday night kickoffs this month. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on that, and on this occasion, does it help you in terms of preparation for the games that are coming?
We don't really think about it. You ask me sometimes, and I answer sometimes, and of course, it's like 2 days between a game. I don't like too much, but we take that as well. So this time, Sunday, Friday is obviously really good, and then until Tuesday it's good. Last year we played in the Champions League Wednesday, Tuesday in this round. And have obviously a Premier League game in between. So a little advice. I don't know exactly why we do that, but why we don't play Tuesday, and Wednesday. We don't know, because Tuesday, Wednesday, and Wednesday, Tuesday, a big difference. So, but this year we have it like this. We'll see if it's positive or not. But the Friday night game, I like to play nighttime always, especially at Anfield, but away as well. So it's the kickoff time will not decide the game, not in our favor, not for Southampton. We have to be 100% spot on. We have to respect their strength. We have to try to use the things that are maybe not that strong. We didn't find a lot, but a couple of course. We have to try to put them under pressure, all that stuff, play our football. How I said, first half, Tottenham, a lot of things were really good. We put them under pressure. Yes, we didn't adapt quick enough to a system change. That will not happen again, I'm pretty sure. But it happened in that game. It's easy to explain after a 2-week break, stuff like that. How I said, we need training. But this time, we will see, because we play against an opponent who obviously played with 2 systems as well, 5-4, in the last few weeks, and but that's not a problem anymore, and will be interesting. Will be really, really interesting game on Friday night.
Jürgen, there's been some comparisons made between you and Southampton's manager since he's come in. Is that anything you've seen in your analysis of Southampton? Are there similarities in the way you approach games, or?
Yeah, a few things. Coaches in Germany, and Ralf is not German, but he's Austrian, so that's close. And he worked a while in Germany, and or the majority of the time in Germany. And there are some things you can of course see. We all, most of us, law of a good organization, law of pressing, counter press, quick transition, all that stuff. That's not new. And so yeah, you can see a few things, but I didn't watch the game and thought, oh, it's like a mirror or what. I think we made years and years ago our license together, our badges. But I was already in charge of a club, so I was not very often there. I was only 2 days there, and there were 4 days there, so I had to do it longer than the others. Since then, I know him. I knew him before as a player, and you have to say, with Ralph, he did it the hard way. He started really 3rd division, so League One here in England. Successful League Two, not League Two, Championship then in Germany. Was successful. Went then to Leipzig, was there really successful, built there something, and now he's in England. So that's a proper career so far, and it's you show that you can. So as a manager, you don't have to. The first job doesn't have to be, I don't know, AC Milan or something. So it's really possible that you start deeper, and if you have a good idea about football, if you are busy, if you are ambitious, then a lot of things can happen, and that obviously happened to him, and I'm happy for him about that because he's a really good guy, funny as well. So I'm looking forward to see him, but it's not between him and me. The 2 teams will be out there, and that's good. That's good.